Hey y'all, this is Coach P, and today I just want to give a message of hope to those that gave up on love. I once was a person who gave up on love because I experienced it. I experienced not just a lot of heartbreaks from my exes, but like ex family members, ex friends. So it messed my trust up real bad. But let's get into it, y'all, because hopefully my testimony can give some of y'all some inspiration or hopes, because I know it looks like it's impossible. Like everybody is out here to just use you for whatever, personal reason. But I'm telling y'all, the right person will be patient with you. So let me get into my little testimony. So I was single like a year before I met my husband. And I actually met him at a store. And I didn't feel like taking my friend to the store at the moment. And what's crazy, he was with his friend and he didn't want to take him to the store, but it's crazy how we just took our friends to the store that day. And I'm looking at him coming to my car, and I'm like, oh, Lord. Because at the time I was, I gave up on love, and I'm like, any man that try to talk to me, I'm like, I'm just so tired of these men coming to talk to me, like, leave me alone. So he walked to my car, and he was trying to talk to me, and I instantly, like, no. And he wouldn't give up, and something that I was wrong for, when I judged him, because the unhealed me judged him for a piercing he had in his face. And I was taught that not by my dad, but like other men were like, people had this type of piercing in their face, they're gay, blah, blah, blah. But as I healed, I learned that's not true. A piercing doesn't make anybody gay. But yeah, so he had a piercing in his face that I didn't like. So he took it out, and I'm like, oh my God, this boy won't give up. Like, okay, let me just take his number so he can leave me alone. So I took his number, and then I forgot to delete it, because when I got his number, my friend came out from the store, so I put my phone down, and then I took her home. Then I came home, and then my mom was like, can I use your phone real quick? Not even thinking that the number was still in the dial pad. So she thought that was one of her numbers. So she called it. So that's how he ended up with my number. But just make a long story short, y'all, because I have to come back with more parts of this testimony. But I was hurt real bad. And when I tell y'all, I was like, I don't know how this man put up with me. Like, I wasn't physically abusive, verbally abusive, but I just will always have an attitude. And I just felt like, oh, you gonna cheat eventually. You just like the rest of them. My mentality, my unhealed perspective of men back then, thought all men were the same. I thought all they do is lie and cheat and use you and, stuff like that. But God showed me, like, no, the right one is going to be the opposite of what you experience. And if I did not experience those other relationships, and it's not shading my exes, but they didn't know how to love properly. You get what I'm saying? You can't love properly if you wasn't taught or raised that. So I'm not shading my exes when I say they were bad relationships. It's just if I didn't experience those hurtful relationships, I wouldn't know what real love feels like. It was uncomfortable. Like, I was like, I never had this before. I never, so I just felt like it was too good to be true. And I would like just be grouchy with him and try to make him, run off, because I was taught, like, oh, if you be grouchy and have a cold shoulder, they'll just want to leave or start cheating, So I'm trying to make him leave. I'm trying to make him cheat so I can go and cut him off. And he would not fall for any of my tests, y'all. And here it is, almost 9 years later. It's just amazing how he did not give up on me. He was patient with me. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not like saying like to take mental, physical abuse, because I wasn't like that. I was just like cold, and I had a wall up. And as time went by, my husband warmed me up. He knocked that wall down. So you can tell the difference between a person that's really just like toxic and a person that's just, they're traumatized from their past relationships. And the right person will heal you. The right person will have patience for you. So don't feel bad like you were the fault of your failed relationships. No. Any relationship that did not work, it was because it was not meant to work, y'all. Y'all was meant to be together to have those kids or be married or engaged or dating or whatever for that little period of time. But eventually it was going to come to an end. And God is, God has, everybody out here has that person. Believe it or not. Because I'm telling y'all, I really gave up on love. And I'm like, I will never love again. I'll never date again. I really thought about becoming a nun, like for real. So, but I have something that I still, sometimes I feel like this is just too good to be true. To be together this long and married and no infidelity on his side or my side, just feel so comfortable, and we can be ourselves. We don't have to hide anything, or just be your authentic self. And I'm telling y'all, the right person is gonna be patient with you. So if you're traumatized from your past and they're not being patient with you, it's because they're not meant for you. But when it's time for that right person, the one that God considers your soulmate, the one whose rib you was made from, that man, that woman is going to be so patient with you. And the best thing that you can give them in return is the healed version of you, the best version that you ever been. And I'm so grateful that I was able to give my husband that. I feel like that's the best reward that anybody can receive, you being patient with something like an animal. This cat or this dog been beat, abused, starved, etc. So another human trying to love on them, they not gonna, respond well. So they're gonna automatically be cold and have a wall up. But if you eventually just keep being patient with that pet and show them that they can trust again, they'll love you forever. And I just feel like that's how it is with us humans. Like, we're scared to love again because, we've been hurt and we feel like, oh, I done this. But once you get to seeing them red flags, y'all, that's when you really should just stop it. Like, see, with my husband, I never had a red flag. Like, I was literally, the unhealed me was trying to, like, push him away from me because I just didn't want to be hurt again. But as I healed and as I growed and this man growed with me, like, I'm telling you, I cannot believe it, y'all. I'm still like, am I dreaming? So I'm telling you, for those who be like, man, I don't care about love, I give up on love, I felt like that before too. But your person, and you're gonna know when it's your person. Sometimes we get tricked by the devil, like, oh, I thought this, yeah, I've been tricked before. But you're gonna know when the time is right, when God has finally sent you that right person. And the enemy is going to try to do any and everything to make you lose this person, because they know for a fact you finally got what you wanted, what you prayed for. See, with the ones that's going to hurt you and break your heart, it's like you be with them for a little minute, whatever. And then the red flags kind of, slowly start coming out. But it seemed like the one that you're meant to be with, oh my God, it's like just stuff comes from everywhere. It's like rocks being thrown from every direction because the enemy knows. And I'm saying this because, like, my relationship took so many turns in our first year. But after that first year, everything just, it got better. So I'm just letting you know, like, you will know who your right person is. They have to be patient with you. And they're going to help you heal and love and grow and trust again. So once again, y'all, just be patient, because you being patient can give you that person that you always wanted and always prayed for. This is Coach P, and I'll be back with another message. I hope y'all have a blessed day.